But you shouldn't be consumed by your desires, because you have to find a balance between being productive and being pleased. And that is my biggest problem. I think I full circled back. Being pleased is something that you kind of have to put time aside for. Like, you really have to separate a section of your day or a section of your week to your guilty pleasures, whatever that may be, whatever, makes you happy on the side. And then you have to also be in tune with your spirituality. If you want a really truly happy life, you should have some part of your life dedicated to spirituality, whether it's reflective meditation or reflective exercise like yoga or something like or Pilates, something where you can actually slow down and do something somewhat monotonous yet healthy that allows you time to take an introspective look at yourself. Because if you're not doing that, you're not thinking about where you could improve in life. If you don't think about where you could improve in life, you're going to end up making the same mistakes. And so long as you're making those mistakes, you'll never be satisfied in those situations or happy in those situations. You can't keep making the same mistakes. Otherwise, you're just going to drive yourself insane. So let's go ahead and read a page out of the Kama Sutra, shall we? This page 12 to 13. A female therefore should learn the Kama Sutra or at least a part of it by studying its practice from some confidential friend. She should study alone in private the 64 practices that form a part of the Kama Sutra. Her teacher should be one of the following persons. VIZ period. What, a visual? I don't know what a VIZ period means. Let me look it up. VIZ period meaning. What does Google say? VIZ period. Namely, in other words, used to introduce a gloss or explanation. It's shorthand for something. That is to say, what is that shorthand for? Yeah, what is the videlicet? The full Latin word from which the abbreviation VIZ is derived, meaning that is to say, namely, or to wit, or as follows. Okay. Videlicet. Okay, I learned something. VIZ period. Videlicet. One of the following persons videlicet. The daughter of a nurse brought up with her and already married, or a female friend who can be trusted in everything, or the sister of her mother, so auntie, or probably like a close friend to the mother, or an old female servant, or a female beggar who may have formerly lived in the family, or her own sister, who can always be trusted. The following are arts to be studied together with the Kama Sutra. Singing, playing on musical instruments, dancing. The first three things, I literally love doing those things all the time. If you have never taken a second to yourself to sing your favorite song or just like pick up an instrument, I have bongos. Dusty bongos. Why are my bongos dusty? I have dusty bongos. And I do love to play them from time to time. Bongos. I do be bongoing. I be bongoing. Have you ever played the Donkey Kong game? Donkey Kong Jungle Beat? I could not get enough of that game when I was a kid, and I was so sad. I was so sad when I broke my bongos. I was beating the shit out of those bongos, though. But I loved those bongos. Okay. Singing, playing on a musical instrument, dancing. These are things you should be doing together with the Kama Sutra. Union of dancing, singing, and playing instrumental music. Writing and drawing. Tattooing. Arraying and adorning an idol with rice and flowers. Interesting. Spraying and arranging beads or crochets of flowers, or flowers upon the ground. Okay. Coloring the teeth, garments, hair, nails, and bodies, i.e. staining, dyeing, coloring, and painting the same. So some form of coloring. I don't know why you would color teeth, though. I feel like there's some kind of cultural implication there that I have no idea what it means. Fixing stained glass into a floor. So basically, this is stuff that you should be doing in your pastime, while you're just like doing your hobby. The art of making beds and spreading out carpets and cushioning for reclining. It's basically like tidying the house. Playing on musical glasses filled with water. Oh, okay. Storing and accumulating water in aqueducts, cisterns, and reservoirs. Picture making, trimming, and decorating. It's like, what is it called? Scrapbooking. Would be like another... Man, I need to shave under my beard. It's gross. I need to hit my face with some cleanser, too. I got these 2 spots on my face that I want to go away. I just need to hit them with some cleanser, but I'm just so lazy. I get in the shower, I shower, and then the cleanser is right there. But I don't want to take up more time in the bathroom than I do, because I take a lot of time in the bathroom. And then I want to get back to my room just so I can like chill out. But I should just be hitting my face with some cleanser. I gotta stop putting it off. I want to look nice. Stringing of rosaries, necklaces, garlands, and wreaths. Binding of turbans and chaplets, and making crets and top knots of flowers. Crests. I said crets. My bad. Crests. Scenic representation, stage playing. This probably would work with like modern day picture taking too. Art of making ear ornaments. Art of preparing perfumes and odors. Proper disposition of jewels and decorations and ornaments and dress, magic or sorcery. Crazy they include magic or sorcery and religious stuff, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Quickness of hand or manual skill. Calling it literally just any hobby. Okay, so basically just any hobby. You should be practicing the Kama Sutra with any hobby. There are so many things. Mental exercises such as completing stanzas or verses or receiving a part of them or supplying 1, 2, or 3 lines when the remaining lines are given indiscriminately from different verses so as to make the whole an entire verse with regard to its meaning, or arranging the words of a verse written irregularly by separating the vowels from the consonants, or leaving them out altogether, or putting into verse or prose sentences represented by signs or symbols, are many other such exercises. So like word exercises. And the last one is making figures and images in clay. But yeah, there's a bunch. Does this create... It does create reverb. Hello. I'm talking with reverb. A public woman endowed with a good disposition, beauty, and other winning qualities, and also versed in the above arts, obtains the name of Ganika, or public woman of high quality, a Ganika. A Ganika. Aganika? Okay, cool. And receives a seat of honor in an assemblage of men. She is moreover always respected by the king and praised by learned men, and her favor sought for by all. She becomes an object of universal regard. Which makes sense. You should look at people who actually have accomplishments with high regard. Like, you should be trying to learn from people all the time. The daughter of a king, too, as well as the daughter of a minister, being learned in the above arts, can make their husbands favorable to them. Can make their husbands favorable to them. Even though these may have thousands of other wives besides themselves. Thousands is a wild number. I don't need that many people in my life, dog. I think you should tone that down to tens at best, at most. Just calm that curve. And in the same manner, if a wife becomes separated from her husband and falls into distress, also all of those arts and things, that's not just for women to do. That's definitely stuff that men should be doing too. Like, men, get some fucking hobbies. Get a goddamn hobby. More men should read the Kama Sutra and understand that having a hobby or something that you are knowledgeable about or can do well is one of the most attractive things. It'll literally draw people to you anywhere. Just being knowledgeable and knowing something, knowing the details of something ardently, I guess, like just actually being intrigued in something and knowing about it. But don't do something like super specific. Like, if you're into video games, you should know, like, okay, well, maybe know how to learn how to code a game, or like keep up with the news in video games, or learn about the software developers and how they develop games, or learn about storytelling. Like, you got to be able to have something to talk about. And I think that's my biggest weakness. I don't have anything to talk about. I wish I did. I wish I was a little bit more knowledgeable about individual things. I usually, as soon as a topic comes on, I kind of just like either run my mouth too damn much, or I get to a point where everything I'm saying is very ignorable, which I think go hand in hand. I think if you run your mouth too much, eventually you just become annoying. So I can see why it gets boring from time to time. And I don't think I ask enough questions. Maybe I should be asking more questions. Like, I don't know. What's your favorite hobby? What do you know? What would you consider yourself knowledgeable in? For me, I think I know the most. What do I know the most about? That's a tough question for me to answer. I think I know a lot about fashion. Ironically, even though I don't talk about or look into fashion at all, I kind of have a knack for fashion topics, like color matching, clothing compatibility, stuff like that. Color compatibility, definitely. Maybe I should do a fashion stream. Okay, we're getting more ideas.